Hey guys, so this is a tutorial for you on Sketchup. Some of you guys used it last year in 7th grade, some of you never got the opportunity to. So I'm going to kind of just review some of the tools for you so you can create your 3D print of your city or home. So when you click on the link, make sure you always use the link to go into Sketchup. You're going to click Sign in with Google. Now, it's really important to make sure that you use your school account since it is set up through our school district. Now, the first time you guys log into these, screen may pop up that is asking if you are allowing SketchUp to look at your Google stuff, and you're going to hit allow for that. What that does is it allows SketchUp to save your projects on your Google Drive. You're going to go to Create New and Feet and Inches. Okay, you're going to click on the guy here and then hit delete. And before you even start building anything, we're going to hit the untitled up here. And you're going to give this a name. So you're going to have to choose before you start building this, whether you're doing a house or a city. I've had a lot of students do like modern houses, which turn out pretty cool on here. So I'm going to hit OK. And in your Google Drive, if you have a STEM folder, you're going to save it there. Otherwise, you're going to have to go into Google Drive and go to New, Folder, and create a STEM folder here. Okay? And then come back to here and do this step again. Because you got to make sure you're saving it to your STEM folder. Okay? And you should see if you did it correctly, this should no longer say untitled here, it should say house or whatever you labeled it. And this button right here should always say saved. Do not close the tab if this does not say saved. If it's a blue save, make sure you click that before closing the tab, otherwise you will lose what you had created. Okay? Alright, so a couple simple tools. Rectangle tool. This makes your 2D shapes. Okay? Any 2D shapes that you have, that makes it. All of your cities and homes have to be created by a base. So at the bottom of it, you're going to make a big base like the rectangle tool. And then you're going to push-pull it up. So the tool below it is called the push-pull tool. It has a kind of a rectangle here with an arrow going out of it. And you're going to pull that up, and that makes your base. Okay? Shouldn't have made that around it. So I would make your big base first for your city or home. Pull it up just a little bit. Again, that's the button in the middle. And there's my base for whatever I'm going to create to 3D print. It all has to be on a base because it has to be attached to something to 3D print together. Now, if I'm going to make a 3D home, I'm going to choose my rectangle tool here. And I'm going to kind of lay out the big part of my home. I'm going to pull it up. And if I'm going to make a really modern home, there's some cool things I can do, just with the rectangle tool. I can cut out shapes and push-pull them in. So let's say I want that to be like a little overhang. I'm going to push-pull that in. Because that might be a big porch or a patio on it. Okay, I might create like a rooftop deck here, just with my rectangle tool. You can use the pencil tool. And again, these are all 2-click systems. Okay, if you want to create like a normal, modern, like a typical house roof, okay, you would do the pencil tool. Click once, go across, click again. That makes a line. And then you'll go to the 4 arrows here. And you can click once and pull up, and that makes kind of like a typical house roof. Okay. To make windows and doors, everything needs to be 3D. So if this is going to be kind of my back patio door here, I'm going to have my door with the rectangle tool, and I have to either pull it in or push it in to make it. Okay, and if I want to divide in between it here to show like the glass door, and this is much easier to do if you have a computer mouse, so I would highly suggest having a computer mouse to do all this. It does make your life a lot easier. Okay, if I want to make a line going down the middle, I click once, pull it all the way down, and then I can pull this in or out to show the like the patio door there. And then maybe I'm going to have a big window here for off my kitchen. And again, if you create, you know, like a typical picture window, you got to make sure everything is 3D. And I would use the rectangle tool to make those divides. I'm kind of just creating a modern kind of window here for my living room, kitchen. Now again, that's 2D, so it will not 3D print. So a lot of what I'm doing is the rectangle tool and the push-pull. And I'm just going to push these all different levels or pull them out so that you can see them and that they will 3D print. Okay, part of how I'm getting around on this right now is with my mouse tool. The roly-poly thing on the top of your mouse lets you zoom in and out. If you, I'm just fixing that. If you click down on the roly-poly, then that lets you rotate all the way around. Okay, so it's kind of a quick and easy. That's why I always suggest using computer mice for this project. It makes it a little bit easier to do stuff with. Okay, so I'm going to actually pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to create stairs going up to it. So that's kind of like the front of my house. And again, just a lot of rectangle tools and creating stuff. When you're creating this, a lot of detail is how you get an A. Okay, if you don't have a lot of detail, then you are not looking at an A. You're looking at more like a 3 or a 2. So I'm just creating my stairs. All I did was made a rectangle, and then I'm taking my pencil tool, and then I'm going to pull this up, and up, and up, and I've got my stairs going into that patio area. I can create a little couch in there using the rectangle tool. There is also the squiggly line tool, which a lot of with houses is more straight lines and clear-cut straight things. But you can use the squiggly line tool to create certain images. Okay. If it's bold, it will not push-pull, but if it's squiggly like that, you can push-pull it in and out, or all the way out, to make your house. Again, you probably won't use the squiggly line as much on a modern house. I should see windows going all the way around the house, and again, windows should be 3D. So pushed in or pulled out so that you can actually see them. You can make a fence going all the way around, a pool in the yard. And again, it all has to be on this base if you are going to 3D print it. So if I make a pool, I'm going to go in my circle. I'm going to pull it up. Okay, and then if I use this offset tool, that lets you go inward a little bit, and then I can pull the middle down. Okay, so you can see my house is starting to take form. I've got the blue save button up here, so I have to make sure I hit that to save what's going on. Some other tools that you can use is, let's say I want my pool to be more oval. Okay, is I can select my pool, and if I choose the scale tool, I can actually move things around and stretch it out. Okay, I may have to move my inside here too as well, but you can kind of stretch it out and move things. This lets you rotate things, so if I wanted to rotate my pool, okay, I can click once and then kind of move it around. However, since I already have it set in there, see how it's turning dark gray when I do this? That will not 3D print, so just be careful when you rotate stuff. Probably won't have to rotate too much right now. You can put your name. I don't want you to put your name on your house, but you can put it on the base. To put your name on the base, you would come down to the 3DA. I would prefer for you to use Open Sans, but if you can't change the font, just put it on there. And make sure it's on the base, okay? I don't want it on your house because I want to be able to 3D print your house or your city, okay? And just keep working through it. The one tool that I do not want you to use is the paint tool. Do not use this under any circumstances because I cannot 3D print something that's been painted. And actually, if you turn in a painted object, I will have you redo it. Okay. The last two I'm going to show you, and I included all my other videos for 7th grade, which kind of briefly touch on certain things so you can mess around with the tools a little bit better. The arc tool, let's say you want a rounded edge to your home. Okay, if I click once on here, click once on there, and click there, and if I push pull all the way down, it creates that rounded edge. Okay. You can also create pillars by using the circle tool and pulling them up and that sort of stuff. If you need help with any videos or trying to figure out how to make something, you can also always email me and I will send you a video of how to do that because I'm here to help.